Tony Martinez here with negozee, back at it again with a new friend, Grace Mace with
Hi, Tony.
BeyRep,
Yes,
BeyRep Inc., which is a software company, right, Grace?
that's correct. Well, Tony, thanks so much for having me. I'm so thrilled and got a chance to meet with you guys and connecting with you guys. So thanks for
Yeah,
having
yeah.
me.
How we met, we were walking around the exhibit hall yesterday, and then you guys have a really cool couch and your
Yes,
booth.
we're all about trying to be just like any startup, trying to be scrappy, trying to be innovative, and also align with what we believe. And so try something different, and that's outside the convention that you often see in trade shows like this. So we have a just to let you know, it's an inflatable couch that we blow up, and so people can come hang out with us when their feet are tired. So
Yeah, and I love that so much because part of being an exhibitor at any show, you want to be inviting.
yes,
Like, come on, roll through. It's more of a lounge
right.
environment, and that's what caught our eye. We were like, oh, whoa, this is interesting. We kind of started chilling, and then we got to know each other.
That was awesome. So that was exactly the same purpose. It's all about how do we create a comfortable environment for us to get to know each other as a human being. Even though we're a software company, but we really care a lot about people. It matters to us how do we create something that's meaningful and impactful that can improve your life. So as you mentioned, we're a software company. We focus on construction management, particularly for residential, mainly because we really do care about our industry. It's a complicated, it's crazy industry and can be very emotional. And we want to make sure that both sides, both the homeowners and professionals, have a better way to collaborate together. And just today's world, there's so many ways to do things, but there's better ways to streamline where we reduce the stress and keep track of everything, and also help have a one system that tracks everything from start to finish, even the payment system.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, so I didn't know that. So you guys have payment built into the software.
correct.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because we realize when you have all this different way of communicating, and for a project that's sizable, could be out of could get out of control fairly quickly.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
we
yeah.
decided to put everything on one, so you don't have to keep track. Did I pay this? What was the contract? Here's a change order. That really should be streamlined to down to one thing, and you should be accessing from your mobile. Just because as a millennial, you expect everything managed by your phone, and the industry needs to make sure that they're ready to engage with millennial population. So, and also just in general, we as a human being, we are now moving to that direction.
Yeah, let's talk about the whole like startup lingo because I know when you do pitches and I do pitches at startups where we talk about like the total addressable market, we talk about the problem we're solving. So to begin with, what's the market you're going after? Is this the anybody that owns a home that has construction needs? Um, is that the market you're kind of going into, or is it more the contractors that are doing the job for the homeowners, or is
So
it like a dual approach?
that's a great question. It's a dual approach. I'll start with that. So construction reality, just like anything, it's a relationship business, right? It's people business. We have two-sided party. You have the owner who's expecting work to be done, usually sizable project. That's what we support. And then you have the contractor, the service provider, trying to collaborate and get projects done. So how to do so, you need to make sure everyone's on the same page. Oftentimes projects, when it's large size, people keep losing track of all details, how much they pay, how much they need to pay, and what approval that I need to go through. And that becomes overwhelming. And then when the miscommunication happens, that's when the friction happens.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
if
yeah.
anything we can do, streamline the process so people understand, everyone understands their responsibility,
Mhm,
what they're
mhm.
accountable for, that really helps to reduce the friction and reduce all the stress. And
Yeah.
when everyone can access that information is power, right? We know that. But what if we create a more fair experience for both parties where the homeowner have access to the same information as the pros, and the pro has a little more control as to breaking information down to help them to run the business, such as the market price, the material and labor costs. Have them be able to access information while providing updates information for the clients to know when they need to prepare the funding to be ready for the next phase, and what responsibility do they have to make sure they deliver their portion of the project, make sure that in that case the project doesn't delay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And that's the whole thing. End of the day, it's about people relationship.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got to be mindful. And the other big piece that we offer is a new feature we launched at the beginning of this year. It's called EQ check-in. It is a stressful business. We got to find
It's an EQ.
EQ, emotional intelligence.
Oh, check in. Wow, wow.
Yes. So we use artificial intelligence to detect tonality and sentiments. So both parties can be mindful about how they communicate with each other, be more empathetic and more compassionate at the same time professional. So we show them the real-time feedback of indicator how they sound, and then help them walk through this how they feel.
Is it when, how does it detect it when you're writing a message
When
to
you're
the
writing a
other party?
message to the other party, we will do the check based on your permission. We'll check it and then give you the feedback instantaneously in real time, so you can see, do you sound like maybe you need to tone down a little bit, or do you sound like positive, neutral? End of the day, we are human beings. We respond better when people are less aggressive. And so this is where we want to find a way to helping the community to make sure we start thinking ways to treat each other as a human being
Yeah, you know what?
versus an object.
That's so exciting, right? And then like when we talked about before we went live, we're like, you know what? I'm just gonna get to know you live.
Yeah.
Because as a startup, right? There's at times you could pivot. And you could even consider in the future, that feature could pivot into its own startup.
Yes.
A little thing, because that's so important in business, is that EQ, is that relationship, is when you write an email,
Yep.
it's the tone.
Yes.
It's all about
That's
the tone.
exactly
Is
right.
like, am I sounding kind of like bossy, or am I sounding friendly? I always try to sound extra friendly with people that I meet,
Right.
like by design, you know. I try just to be approachable,
Right.
especially when you're exhibiting, right? You want to
Right.
be approachable, just like anytime in business. But that's so exciting that you guys have that built into the platform.
Yeah, and our system also look into personality too. So when people onboard the system, we do get to know them to understand their values, priorities, preferences, and personalities. And with that data, we develop a proprietary algorithm to do the matching. At the same time, through the EQ check-in, we also understand the personality and mesh all that together to understand, all right, you may be this type of personality, you tend to be more assertive, but the recipient who's about to receive the message may need a little bit more time to digest information. Perhaps you can expand the information a little bit more so it doesn't come as too aggressive. So we do go through all that process to help people to understand, be mindful.
Yeah.
We're all human beings. We all have emotions. When things don't work out, it doesn't help when you're even more aggressive. It's better to work through it and understand how other person may receive this and how the best approach to engage with them.
Got it. So it looks like you're building tools for contractors, but it's also very useful for the homeowner to be able to work with their contractor to facilitate the communication, the payment.
Yes.
Um,
All the documentations, all the progress, and all changes, just keep everything in one place and all accessible from their phone.
That's so exciting. And then eventually it could even turn into like a two-sided marketplace in a way, like in the future, as we have more and more users that connect. But you know,
that's the future.
That's the future.
Right now,
like
we're
right
really
now, like
laser focused on delivering the right solution to help to improve the business, just improve the interaction, improve our business to make sure that everyone's have a positive experience managing through the project. And you mentioned about the problem of startup. We focus on residential construction. That's a $450 billion industry. It's a huge financial investment. On top of that, home construction has been the top 3 consumer complaints for the past 3 decades.
Wow, really?
It's also a very emotional process. So when people come into your house, it's emotional. Most of business you go to their office, but home construction, on the other hand, is the only business that people come to your house to service your needs.
Yeah.
Right? You go to doctor's office, lawyer's office, accountant's office, it's always their office.
Yeah, you know what? Because we actually a couple weeks ago, I went to go visit one of our members in Oakland, and Kennyman the handyman, Nasa, and then her husband. And I went to go visit them on site at a project. And you're right, they were working on somebody's home, and it was the client. And then we went to that project, and they were there working. And it was like, wow, I wanted to make sure I wanted to go with them, but that's not my home. That's not their home. It's the client's home. And so that psychology, it's very interesting. Yeah, it's like you said, it's very personal.
That's it. It's very personal. So we really keep in mind of psychology, neuroscience, and also emotional intelligence. In addition, using technology to be more systematic way to create that framework so they can effectively collaborate together. And I mean, technology have taken a portion of what we do every day, dominating our lives. But it's best. I mean, we're thinking about how to using technology to bring some humanity back into to our everyday lives. Be more thoughtful, more intentional, and be more empathetic altogether.
Yeah, I love that. How you said this is your first show exhibiting
Yes.
here, and then like us two, we're exhibiting here, we're learning, like startup, right?
Yes.
Let's kind of talk a little bit about like what it is and you're the CEO, right?
I
And
am the CEO and founder, yes.
Founder, yes. So being a founder, CEO, I know like with us, it's our first year, so we're looking first to survive and
Right.
then to thrive
Right.
eventually. But what are some of like tell us a little bit about that, like your founder story, what it is to be here, and like when on my way here, I was like, hopefully this is good because our resources are limited as
Right.
and you're bootstrapping and we're
Absolutely.
bootstrapping. Let's talk a bit about how's that experience, kind of just like launching your company and just exhibiting at your first show.
Oh wow, that where do I start
I
with
know,
emotion?
yeah.
It's a whole spectrum. There's some moments you self-doubt yourself, and you're just like, should I do this? It's quite a bit of investment, but it really comes down to how do we connect with people?
Yes.
What is it that we need to do? With the last 20 months, COVID, we've been sheltered at home, and we haven't been that much connecting with each other. But this is our opportunity to connect with others and show them that we care and we are here to help them and support them. And I think oftentimes we forget to do that. And then we shoot out an email in a voice, someone will receive it, and they'll respond.
Yeah.
But it really comes down to how do we connect with each other? And this is why we took the opportunity to be here to learn and to connect with people that we haven't met yet and share with them how we want to support them, how we want to serve them, and be able to make a positive experience for everybody.
Yeah,
To us.
yeah.
So I'm excited we got a chance to meet with you and learn about you. And like any startup, we're here to support each other because it's a very small community. We got to find a way to elevate each other up.
Yeah, and it's stuff like we're talking about swag. Like, where'd you get your swag? Where'd you get mine? Oh, like
Right.
we wanna, like, for example, even though we wanna put our brand here, but we went to Walmart and just got these for like a whole pack for 50 cents
Yeah.
in the clearance aisle. And
It's
now everybody
perfect.
loves them. People are coming in, and we got some
Right.
candy on the side, and then we have this whole little setup. But yeah, no, that's
It's
what it's about.
fantastic.
It's just kind of learning from each other as a
Right.
startup, as an entrepreneur, being able to kind of pivot and go through the whole phases.
Right.
That makes a lot of
And
sense.
most exciting part for me is being creative and be innovative and be doing something that's may not been done before. Just like you went to Walmart, pick this up. That's fantastic. People remember it. It's useful, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for us, we had the inflatable couch and inflatable cushion, mainly because we realized, well, instead of spending a lot of money hauling everything,
Yeah.
we can do everything
Oh.
ourselves. How do we energize, use our energy accordingly, and make it the collapsible or inflatable, where we can put things away and be able to show up, but at the same time provide some comfort to anyone who wants to stop by our booth and have a chat with us. And that to us is everything. Is how do we want to make other people feel?
Yes.
You know how Maya Angelou used to say, I love her quote of people forget what you said, people will forget what you do, but they would never forget how you make them feel.
Yeah.
To us is everything. What is it that we can do to serve our community? We want them to feel good.
Yeah, and it's also solving problems is what I'm hearing also, because like, for example, not only are you solving problems to your customers with the software, with the contractors and the home not the home buyers, but the homeowners,
Right.
the homeowners. But as a startup, you're like with us, it's like, oh shoot, we want to exhibit, and there's when you exhibit, every time you get a table, there's like extra fees, which is it's the way it is.
Right.
You're like, how do I get people comfortable and not have to haul an actual couch, an
Right.
inflatable couch? So that problem-solving
be-
mindset is
Yeah.
amazing as an entrepreneur.
I think that's what makes an entrepreneur interesting and exciting life, although sometimes it can be challenging, but it's really that moment where you have that, aha moment. You can be clever, and that's when you realize how resourceful we are. And sometimes when we work in an environment, we tend to lose that visibility, how creative we are as an individual. And for those moments where we can be that fun and just different and be innovative and resourceful, that's where the magic happens. And that's what you guys are doing is fantastic. It's really about serving the community, Hispanic community,
Yeah.
for them to grow their business. And you've been very scrappy, but at the same time, phenomenal about engaging at that level. So, which I really appreciate and definitely want to bring our Hispanic community, bring to you guys to collaborate with you guys.
Yeah, no, I love it. So for those that are listening, if you're in construction, you're a contratista, or if you're a homeowner, and I'm gonna share it one more time, check these guys out. BeyRep, BeyRep.com
Yes.
is the website. And so simplified home construction. So if you have clients that are homeowners or construction contratista, you're serving them a way to manage project management tool to get paid, because that's a big another pain point is getting
Yes.
paid.
Hey, yes. And a lot of time we are not some of us are not comfortable asking for client for fees, but the way systems set up is fair to the pros and fair for the homeowner. And then we realize both of them, they need to be on the same page collaborating, but at the same time needs to be clear on expectations so everyone is acting accordingly.
Yes, yes, yes. And then for the homeowners, another thing is if you're a homeowner, you should be asking your contractor to be on BeyRep
Yes.
because it makes it easy for you as a homeowner.
Yes, as a homeowner, when you have the information, you feel more in control. And for the pros, you don't have to worry about babies or like keeping track of all, providing all this paperwork. Just update your client. This way, you can, as a pro, you save time and energy, focus, and then reshifting that energy, focus on things that matter to you, like building relationship.
Yeah.
And it is free for the homeowners, and for the pros, we have 2 price points. The first price point is the piece where you do the escrow processing is 2% per transaction. But if you choose not to use that for the payment process, we also have different payment plan, which is $50 per project per month.
Ah, nice.
That's it. We really target for small business owners. We want to help them to grow. And
Yes.
the reason we're very clear not to charge it expensive because we understand margin thin. And we want to do our part to serve you and supporting you. So
Yeah.
just $50 per project per month.
Yes, yes.
Unlimited users.
Nice, nice. Make it easy, right? Make it easy as
Exactly.
a
We
startup.
want
You
to
want to
keep
make
it
it easy.
simple.
I love it so much, Grace. I'm so glad we met.
Likewise, Tony.
Grace, the CEO, founder of BeyRep, and support her, support us, startup lifestyle, and this is a great solution. I'm gonna be seeing more of BeyRep. I have a feeling because it makes sense what you're building.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to us. Really
Awesome.
appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time and having us be part of this community.
Yes, indeed. So till the next time.
Till next time.
See you guys.
We'll see you then.
Bye. Thank you.